All right, we're going to be looking at more of Seven Nation Army and more of Back in, or we're actually starting Back in Black as well today. Um, Good starter songs, both of them. If you're new to drums, will break down. I did a video on Seven Nation Army already, so if you need help with that one, look at that video first, and then come back to this one because we're going to jump right in, expecting you guys to know a little bit of this. So our beginning is just that's the intro. We're going to do that at 105. Not messing around tonight. The biggest thing is just keeping everything even. Actually, let's do a round of that. I'm going to switch between each drum. Just 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do that with metronome. Now, if you guys need this sheet music, it's on our website, musicbythemeasurespro.com. Check it out. Help support us. And let's go. Kick. Low tom. Foot hi-hat. And then back. Put them all together. So let's keep the same tempo and hit the verse a minute. There's really only 2 sections to the verse. We have this 1, 2, 3, 4, which we just learned. And then after the 8 bars of this, you go. Like I said, we're going to move through this fast. So let's do these 4 bars and then these 4 bars. This nice little loop. Hear your rhythm, tempo. All right, let's speed this up. So let's just copy. I guess we can just do it from here. Actually, let's copy this 105 because then we don't have to zoom back every time. Full speed's 125. Let's go to 1. Let's go to 115. All right, we're going to do the exact same thing because I feel like by now we all have this idea down. So these 4 bars. And this is good for you to practice, though, this changing patterns. Usually when I teach this is where people make the most mistakes. Or I guess not even most mistakes. It's just difficult for you to hear the change in rhythm, to add that snare on the 2. A lot of kids will, when I teach this, 1, 2, 3, 4. On that next measure, they'll put the snare on 1. It's got to belong on 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the correct way to play it. Let's play it a couple times wrong. So we're going to put a snare on 1 and 3 just so you can hear the difference. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Cool. Just so you can hear the differences. right, let's go to full speed. Like I said, we're not wasting any time today. And we'll just keep that same 4 bars, 4 bars. Hear that tempo? Cool. That should give you a really good idea of those sections. All right, let's check out this chorus. Again, what I love about this song is the simplicity in it, right? Most of this very tribal beat going throughout. Get a little bit of a flam on my kick sometimes. That annoys me, but... So the chorus... We've got 2 measures that start the chorus. It's that da 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 that's played on the guitar. We go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if we want to put those foot hi-hats in, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. I recommend if you're newer to drums, skipping those foot hi-hats. I'll kind of intermittently put them in. I kind of play what's written most of the time. So even if I say I'm not going to play it, if it's on the sheet music, I end up like losing focus and just doing what's ever there. Good and bad habit. So yeah, let's do it without a couple times. So let's just do that in a little loop like this. A little bit slow. 2, 3, 4. So let's try to put the foot hi-hat in and see how that goes for me. 2, 3, 4. Now, that I don't think is too bad for me, but as soon as we start like putting them in sometimes, like this measure here and sometimes not, or sometimes doing it, sometimes not, that trips me up a little bit more. I guess she doesn't do it that differently, but okay. This beat, just so we can go over this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Let's do that at 90. All right, we're going to speed both of those up. And then we have to talk about that triplet. But essentially, other than the triplet, we've learned the entire song. I'm avoiding the triplet because oftentimes I like to rush that. Which if you follow any of these videos, you know I like to rush a little bit of everything. All right, so each of these at a time. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Ignoring that foot hi-hat for now. And then let's go to the next beat. I both love and hate playing all these things with metronome. So it's just trying to get into that groove with that. I might recommend you playing it without metronome, working up to the timing aspect of it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oftentimes I'll be like, hey, just play the idea on your leg. 2, 3, 4, and then bring it to the drum. Back to your leg. 3, 4, 1, 2. Back to the drum. You know, metronome's such a good teacher, but oftentimes, like, if it's not going well for us, we stop allowing that lesson to be learned. So sometimes you just have to be like, all right, I'm going to play this a couple times without metronome, play it with metronome, allow myself to be taught with the metronome is really what my rambling is. All right, let's see how long I want to avoid that triplet for. Let's just talk about it. So it's a triplet quarter note. So it's going like 1, 2, triplet, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, triplet, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oftentimes it's the metronome on 4 that throws me off a little bit. All right, but let's just play it without. So 1, 2, triplet, 1, 2, 3, 4. Essentially what you're playing is 1, 2, triplet, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to take some of my own advice right now and just click that out to triplet. And I'll let you hear what I mean about the triplet falling on the quarter notes, which will just trip me up a little bit and something I need to work on. Triplet. So what messes me up is I've done this before when I actually would practice a little bit more, where you're counting the 4s. It'd be like 1, 2, triplet. 1, 2, triple. I'm gonna have to actually practice before I do this on video again, but that's okay. 1, 2, triplet, 1, 2. Let's see if I can do it. I'm gonna highlight this next measure as well, and if not, I'll have to do a video on this separately. Wait, so I could hear it in the song. 2, triplet, 1. Nope, rush that. 1. Also, maybe not the best idea to do this at 100. Let's do it at 90. And also, just thought of this. Let's cheat. Cheat to help ourselves learn it. Let's put those drums in there for a sec. If I can do that from here. Let's put those drums in there so we can actually hear how that triplet goes with the 8th note. So we can teach it to ourselves and then get rid of the drums. So I can do a little bit of this now and then do it on my own later as well. So what? 2, triplet. It almost, it very much does feel like the song slows down, right? Boom, boom, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, it's one of those things that as soon as I hear it, now, knowing how I play and enough about myself, I know that I rush coming back into the 1. So again, just something I need to work on. Let's listen to it a couple more times. I'm going to try to play with the track. So I might actually do this separately and take the metronome out and just listen to the drums, but it's going to be tough for me to make that arrangement. So right now, we're just going to ignore it. Oftentimes when I teach this, I will not teach this part right away. Not only because it's difficult for me, but because it's difficult for a student to learn right away as well. So I'll be like, hey, just play this. And then later on, we'll add that triplet. And oftentimes a student will have it better than I ever do. All right, let's look at Back in Black. Another very straightforward song. Really, there's only one drum fill, I think, in the entire song, and kind of like two different beat ideas. So let's not start at 95. All right, so I'll just show you how the song begins. So at 95 BPM, the hi-hat just goes 1, 2. So everyone can pretty much play that. Then it goes 1. So you have 2 crashes. If you don't have 2 crashes, just hit 1. But 1, 2, and we'll come right back to that. Let's jump into this beat. Let's try 75. Good idea to start it slow. Just so you can hear this, and I can tell you why I'm skipping this beat. So, establish your rhythm, your tempo. You know, play that for as long as you need to. It's a very basic rock beat, which is great in the song. It totally works. Okay. As soon as you're comfortable with going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... For whatever reason, whenever I teach this next part, or the part that comes before this, most students want to go, right? We're used to putting that 8th note in there. There's a quarter note. So understand beat. I'm going to highlight the one I'm talking about. Understand this measure. Now, instead of playing 1 and, let's start playing 1, 2, and 1, 2, and. Okay, that's the next part to understand. Now, as soon as you get this down, you really have to hear that bum, bum. Doesn't seem like it'd be difficult, but we're used to patterns and playing the same idea. 1. Okay, if you got that down already, obviously you can skip ahead. But then it's just taking that 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and idea and moving. Even sometimes with kids, I'll go 1. Okay, put a kick in there. Whatever allows you to hear 1 without an 8th note followed by, and then go back to this other rhythm. So let's just highlight both of these and go back and forth. All right, let's keep this because I know I'm gonna need it as soon as we get to this little. I don't know if I want to call it a fill as much. Just a little change in the beat. All right, let's turn this up to 95. And first, let's just play the basic rock beat again. Make sure we have that. 1. Now, if don't love stopping all the time, but I don't want to talk over that metronome. Little internal monologue for you. If that's difficult for you to do, just sit and go 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and I would suggest stopping this video if you're actually working on this, if you're actually watching this. Comment below if you're watching or working on this. Stop the video, put a metronome on for whatever tempo works for you. If 95, great. If you want to go back to 75, that's fine too. And just go until that's easy for you. So let's put metronome on. You know, if you could do that and have a normal conversation, normal's relative, but you want to do that. Back to this hi-hat. Make that easy for you to do. Make sure in your own practice you can line this up. Right? You're not rushing over top of the metronome. You're just on it. It's a great thing to do. As a drummer, you're going to be playing hi-hat a lot in your life. So just get good at it. Get good at playing in time as well. Learn how to enjoy this. Probably a good lesson. All right, metronome again. We'll do that. When you get bored of that, put the rest of the beat back. All right, now let's add this other measure in and see if we go back and forth between the crash and this measure. Hear that quarter note? 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and eighth notes. 1, eighth notes. 3, 4. Did I screw that one up? Don't know. All right, speaking of screwing up, let's look at this measure. Now, I've taught this measure a ton. Doesn't mean I'm good at it. I've never, ever in my life played it with metronome. And actually, it's funny when I show it to somebody who doesn't play drums. I say students a lot, but that could be any age. In my brain, it goes to like 12-year-old, right? They always go, what? This measure? That's done. I'm done with drums. This doesn't make sense. So first things first, let's just simplify it. So you're starting this measure 1 end. That we can all pretty much do. We've already done that. So second part of the measure, and we got some new vocabulary words in my mind to look at. So we got the 16th note, 2. 2 is just the snare, left hand. 2, E. This is probably where it's the hardest. All of a sudden my hi-hat went from this to this. Right? Open, slightly open. That's what this little, this guy here means, okay? Slightly open hi-hat. I don't know if I like the word slightly, but mildly open hi-hat. These aren't the right words at all. There's open hi-hat, loose hi-hat. That's the word I'm looking for. Okay. Where I struggle with this, just the difference between loose and open hi-hat, right? I guess that's loose too. Closed, loose, closed, loose, open. Closed, loose, open. Sometimes my foot will just open up too much. Just bad technique. So 2E, shoot, now I have to count this actually. 1 and 2E and ah. Yeah, okay, that's right. A little bit of a brain stoppage right here. 2E and ah. So we got 2E and ah. 2, E, and Now, you don't need to know how to count this to play this right away. Yes, long term, I would want you to learn how to count. But if you can go 2, E, 2, E, if you can hear it, you can play it. Do, 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 do. Now, where most people struggle is coming from this 1 and, right? We have this closed hi-hat. All of a sudden, we're doing 3 different things in our brains. It's like 2, but 1 and 2 E, 2 E, I think both the rhythm change and the fact that our hi-hat is loosening is just enough. Many of us have not developed our left foot technique. Okay, I'll include myself on that list. 1 and 2 E, like that time I didn't get open enough. So 2 E, or now I gotta play it right. 2 E and then on beat 3, 3 E, 3 E, and See, now I'm struggling. 3 E and Let me play that right though. So okay, here's where I'm struggling, right? Like I can kind of play this. I can teach it. Taught it a lot. That's how it sounds. Da 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 da. Oftentimes I present it. Very rarely do I spend time counting this out because A, it's difficult for me to count out. B, like the student just, it goes over their head. This is, a song that a lot of kids want to come in and learn right away. Ba da ba da ba da. We can hear that rhythm. Ba da ba da ba da. Okay. Hearing the rhythm's half the battle. Let's spend a minute counting this, and I can embarrass myself online. So 2 E, I stopped counting. All right. So 2 E and 3 E and then 4 E and. Now, I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to be able to count that fast. I can probably do it a couple times, but it would take me a minute to just get those 16th notes down. A lot of it deals with how much is going on in both, right? Not only our hands, so if I counted hands only, or played hands only, 2 E, See, my brain just shuts off. I don't even count it all. I can hear it. So this would be a good thing for me to work on. 2 E and 3 E and Now that's laborious for me to do, but if I do that 100 times, like that rhythm becomes a part of your lexicon. Like you can understand that rhythm at a higher level. Now mimicking is good too, though. So 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. Now, because I'm spending time counting it, I'm ignoring the fact that this isn't open. I'm not putting kicks in, obviously. Let's put that back in, though. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Da 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 da. And then, so we got 2 quarters in a row. 1, 2. So I do not think I'll be able to play that with metronome yet, and that's okay. Let's do it a couple more times, and let's talk about how I would teach this, because essentially these videos are about me teaching myself how to play this and how I would do this. Oftentimes, I present the idea, as I've said multiple times already. And then the student works on it, and I see them a week later, and they have it learned. I'm like, all right, you can play that, move on. If they can't play it, I'd click this out. Usually this one, kids can either play it or not. Sometimes they can't hear the 16th note rhythm. I have never tried this with metronome, so we're going to slowly learn how to build this together. So the 1 and is not a problem. 1 and. As soon as we get to 2, 2 E, 1 and 2 E, All right, so that I understand. Don't know if I'll understand at 75 BPM, though. Let's just hear it. If I can get that clicking down, if I can play this all on the hi-hat, or click my sticks, 1 and 2 E, 1 and 2 E. So already I'm hearing it better, right? Interested to see if I can make this a loop for me. Otherwise, I might have to do the whole thing. And, 75's not in the ballpark yet. 60 might be. And the other thing that I think I'm gonna struggle with is just putting that in as a loop. One and two and one and two E, a one and two E. Now, you don't necessarily, again, this I've already kind of gone over this. You don't need to play it this way. You don't need to learn how to count it. If you spend the time like I'm spending the time right now counting this out, you will become a better drummer, a better owner of rhythm. So, again, I don't mind doing this because I know it's going to benefit me. You need to pick out your battles of where you're at with music. Because all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I'm hearing this rhythm. I'm hearing where the beats are going to land. It's not going to take me long to get up to 95. Okay. 1 and 2E, a 1 and 2E. So the best thing to do, because it's a weird loop, right? And you're on that and I don't want to come right back to this hi-hat because I want to, yeah, anyway. What I think would be the best idea on this one is go 1 and 2E, oh, 2. 1 and 2E, but played in time. So we're just going to do the loop, 2 clicks, the loop, 2 clicks. And this is going to be terrible, by the way. If you're the one person watching this, as I see you are, this is going to be bad. There's no way in hell I'm going to pull this off. And that's okay. See what I do. Two E, a 1 and two E, a 1 and 2E, a not going to completely worry about those open hi-hats. And it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. 1 and 2E, oh. Now, let's see if we can do the same thing on this last half of the measure, right? Click the idea out, hear the rhythm. I mean, we're all percussionists, right? That's the ambition and goal of what we're doing right now is own rhythm, own timing. Why wouldn't we want to play this with metronome over and over again? And then we'll have to put this piece back together. So it'd be 3E and 4EN. I just made a face that you couldn't see because it was like 3E and yeah, that's not bad. 3E and 3E and 4EN, 3E and 4EN, 3E and 4EN. Let's hear how fast 65 is and see if I can jump in with that. 4E and 3. So I'm trying to explain stuff, but trying to do this at the same time. 3E and 4E and 3E and. What I was going to explain while that metronome was clicking in my head is put all the 16th notes in was the attempt that I was going to do. Is it failed a little bit, and then take out what I need to, right? 3E and 4E and but that just hurt my brain. 3 and 4E and 3 and 4E and 3 and So getting that idea down, 3 and got to get out of my own way, and then also need to open the foot hi-hat, but we can add that as we go. 3 and E-N. 3 and E-N. All right, let's try to get that rhythm. 3 and 4 E-N. 3 and now, as I keep doing this, 3 and I gotta train myself to only do it once. So it's 3 and 4 E-N. saw. You know why I'm laughing. Okay, getting the idea. I'm going to blame the microphone for my mistakes, though it was just totally me, but I thought raising it up might help me a little bit. I often hit it coming back. 3 and E N. The idea is there. I just can't pull it off yet. Okay, getting it. And it always excites me when it starts coming together, and I'm like, oh, I can actually play this. Now 60's a little fast. 3 and 4 E N. 3 and 4 E N. So that 16th note on 4, I know I can't pull off yet, or my brain just won't allow me to. It's more bad timing on my part. You know, in a year from now, if I keep doing these videos, you guys keep watching and paying attention and telling me I'm terrible, I'll fix this. It'll be a problem that I can fix. I can tell that 4 is that click on 4. I just don't hear right. Let me explain by hear right. I want to put my last 2. I just want to rush them. I want to put them early. I want to make them fit somewhere else. See if I can hear it. 4 E N 3 and 4 E N. So oftentimes it's the beat before that's actually getting me. 3 and E N 3 and E N. I'm rushing. I think the 3 and E N. Okay, let's try to do it with click and then try to jump into it. But this is fun. This is why I like drums. They're just a different instrument than guitar and obviously bass and piano and all that stuff. It's just a different challenge and exciting in a different way. Three and 4 E N 3 and 4 E N. Three and 4 E N 3 and 4 E N. Man, that is tough for me. All right, so what I need to do, I'm going to do a couple more at 60, and then I'm going to slow it down to 50 if it's not coming together. 3 and E N. Because I feel like I'm hearing it when I click. Let's see if I'm actually doing it right. 3 and 3 and 4 E N 3 and 4 E N. I like the whisper. The whisper. 3 and E N 3 and. The minute the metronome comes in, I just can't. I can't play it in time. I just can't play it in time is probably the better way to say it. And 3 and 4 E N 3 and 4 E N. This first one wasn't bad. I got to try to get in that same rhythm that I did for the other one. 3 and 4 E N. So I think part of my problem is just I'm either rushing that 16th note or I'm late. Like I might have to play this to a click track and kind of see like, okay, I'm always putting it here. I'm always putting it there. I wonder if I have enough of the idea down to put it together and if that will solve it. Sometimes it solves the problem. Sometimes it just doesn't. And we'll find out. So it'd be 1 and 2E, a 3. Yeah, I'm interested to see like playing this to a click track, or not playing to a click track, but recording it in a DAW and then like seeing like, okay. Interesting though, right? Because it's always da 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 and da 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 da. Let's try it. See what happens. 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a, like right now, brain overload. So 1 and 2E, a 3E and. So I'm gonna say I probably am not ready to do this, but we'll, for giggles, we'll do it. See if I can click that out. 1 and 2E, a 3, 1 and. So I think what I might have to do is learn this for 1. For 2, I just yeah, I don't know if I'm ready to play this, and that's okay. I want to solve this puzzle. That's kind of why I'm like stalling in my own brain of like, okay, I think I can figure this out, and I can. As I just tried to play it, 3 did not work for me. 1 and 2E, a 3, E and 4, E and. Even there, right? You can feel it's just not conducive. 1 and 2E, a 3, E and 4, E and. Okay, let's try it again. I'm okay with being bad, as you can see, and that's cool too. So let's play it a couple times. I don't know if counting it's helping me right now. One and 2E, a 3, E and 4, E and, E and. All right, I think the best thing to do is let's do a click. Let's do these two. 1 and 2E, 1 and 2E, 1 and 2E. Can play that. So now I'm going to try to add 3E and we'll see what happens. And I kind of do, like, I don't enjoy this pressure, like I'm sweating a little bit, but the mental exercise is like, okay, well, I have to figure this out and not look like an idiot. The idiot part I'm like totally fine with at this point. But I need to figure this out, right? Like, how would I approach this? And that's really the troubleshooting. Like, okay, well, I knew I could do 1 and 2E, right? Obviously, I just played it. So let's see what happens with 3E, 3E, and see if it all falls apart. You know, we're trying to troubleshoot basically. Okay, where is it that I can't play to 4? 1 and 2E, 3 and. Oh, that's right, actually. Shoot. 2E, 3 and. So I can't count it for 1. 1 and 2E, 3. Okay, so we probably understand the problem is on the end of 3, which makes sense because the other one is 2E, right? 2E, New idea. Two E, 3 and 2E, 3 and 2E, 3 and 2E, 3 and. See if I can do this at 60. 2E, 3 and 2E, 3 and. Now I don't think I could play that. Two E, 3 and. Try to play just that without the metronome. 2E, 3 and 2E, 3 and. We're getting there. 2E, 3 and. Okay, that's that's my click would be late though. Let's try it. 2E, a 3, and a 2E, a 3, and a 2E, a 3, and a. So I'm late on that last one. 2E, a 3, and a. It's really hard to hear. So I'm guessing the problem though is that I'm always late on this, and I'm on top of 4 basically. All right, let's see if we can put that together. Now that seems odd, right? Like I'm struggling to play it in these individual sections. But sometimes like adding the piece that's leading before or after it allows you to recover mentally, and you can then put those rest of those pieces in. Sometimes they'll just fall apart, and we'll find out. 3 and 1. Oh shoot. 1 and 2E, a 3 and a 4E, and 1 and 2E, a 3 and a. Now, here's where I'm gonna give myself a quasi compliment. I was stubborn enough to say I'm not gonna quit this, but remember like 5 minutes ago when I couldn't click and count that? But by breaking down each part individually and putting it back together, and then actually failing and then putting just 2 and 3 together, I now understand the rhythm. Now, that doesn't mean I can play it yet, but I understand the idea behind it, right? And it's taking those pieces apart, putting them back together over and over again that allows you to learn these things. And again, this is phenomenal. This is some of the best practice you can have, and then obviously work on other things. So let's put that back together. 1 and 2E, a 3 and 1 and 2E, a 3 and a 4E, and 1 and 2E, a 3 and. So gave myself a nice compliment. Now it's tough to do. 1 and 2E, a 3 and a 4E, and 1 and 2E, 3, a 3 and a 3 and a 4E, and 1 and 2E, a 3 and a 4E, and. All right, let's try 50. See if I can do anything. And then we're going to call it good on this song. So click first, try to get that idea down, give everyone the space, and see if we can play it on drums. 1 and 2E, a 3 and a 4E, and 1 and 2E, a 3 and a. All right. Other than mine going to click it for some reason, which made no sense. But so I think at 60 it was just too fast for me to comprehend the rhythm. I mean, really, I just couldn't hear the 3 and right, because it's the one that's on the. I mean, it's an offbeat, but in my mind, it's kind of on the downbeat because of the end. The 16th notes are the offs. Cool. Let's do some more. 1 and 2E, a 3 and a 4E, and. 1 and 2E, a 3 and a 4E, and. 1 and 2E, a 3 and a 4E, and 1 and 2E, a 3 and a 4E, and. So, and this is often the case for me, and everyone actually. I mean, I'll put myself in that camp, but other people belong there as well. It's easy for me to go 1 and 2E, a 3 and a E, and relatively easy, right? You saw me suffer for a while. But then all of a sudden when I have to put that kick in there and I have to think about all those timing aspects, 1 and 2E, a 3E, and. Now here's another thing. I count that wrong. And which is probably why it took me so long to learn it correctly. Da 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 da. As soon as I put everything in, I just fall apart a little bit, right? So just having to go back and forth between 1 and 2 E, a 3 E and 4 E and 1 and 2 E, a 3 and So that's the big issue. 3 and 3 and that's how we solve that issue, doing it over and over again. 3 and 4 E and 3 and So we're going to do this a couple more times at 50, the whole measure. And then I might try to separate just that last half of the measure, because there's something in there that's starting to click in my brain. Finally, after like 7 minutes of stress and anxiety and 1 and 2 E and a 3 and a 1 and 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and. So the funny thing is it's falling apart. Mostly because I don't 2 E a 3 is how I have been counting, and that's a little bit easier for me. 1 and 2 E a 3 and 3 and 3 and I can hear I'm making that 3 long. 1 and 2 E a 3 E. 1 and 2 E a 3. 1 and 2 E a 3 and right? You hear it now, the difference. 1 and 2 E a 3 and So we know I was making mistakes on it. 1 and 2 E. Oh, that's right. 1 and 2 E a 3 and All right, let's try to do this again with metronome and see if I can pull this off. It might be getting to that point where it's like, all right, your brain's just confuzzled. 1 and 2 E a 3 and 4 E and 1 and 2 E a 3 and 1 and 2 E a 3 and 4 E and 1 and 2 E a 3 and 4 E and 1 and so I think what I really have to get to the point to is being able to count that rhythm and play it. Sometimes I say things that are super obvious. I can click it right and count 1 and 2 E a 3 and 4 E and. As soon as I go to the drum set, it's hard for me to go 1 and 2 E a 3 and 4 E. I can kind of pull it off. I don't think I can pull it off with metronome, but it's fun. All right, let's do it again. Let's do a couple more times, then call it. 1 and 2 E a 3 and 4 E and 1 and 2 E a 3 and 4 E and 2 E a 3 and 4 E and 1 and 2 E a 3 and 4 E and. That's my exasperated sigh. See what happens. And a 4 E and a 1 and 2 E a 3 and a. I need to learn how to count this. All right. But a good start on this. I know I'm saying that in a very patronizing way, or it sounds like I am, but that actually is a good start on this concept. I just need to count it out about 100 more times and let my brain rest and then tackle it tomorrow. Sweet. Good stuff. Thanks for checking us out. If you guys need this sheet music, musicbythemeasurespro.com. Help support us making more videos.